Hello, today we're going to do some little acts of decluttering that can help you become more minimalistic in your home. Hello, my name's Rachel, and if you don't know me already, I do videos all about decluttering, minimalism and my no spend year. And today we're going to look at some little acts of decluttering that I have come up with to help you tidy your home and get organised. So the idea is that these little acts will all add up to a big change in your home. So the idea is that you work on one area, maybe one a day. If you would like to follow them on a daily basis, then I do share them on TikTok and Instagram on a daily basis. Monday to Friday I share a little act of decluttering, but here I'm going to share with you 15 different ways that I've covered in my recent TikToks and Instagrams. So this is our 8th video on little acts of decluttering, so if you want to check them out I will leave a link up above. So I've got 15 different areas that I'd like you to work on to try and help declutter your home just a little bit at a time. First of all, I would like you to find 10 items that you could declutter from your home straight away. So you could just go around one room, or you could go around your whole house and see if you can find 10 items that could go. The second thing I'd like you to do is I'd like you to find notebooks. Any old notebooks or unused notebooks. If there's any old ones, could you recycle them? Are there any new ones? Are they ones that you could donate to somebody? Number 3 is storage boxes. I think one of the things that we try to do when we're organising is we buy these storage boxes and hope that this is going to sort out our problem. But actually it's the number of items that we have in our home. So as you are now beginning to declutter your home, could you think about reducing the number of storage boxes that you now have? Because as you start decluttering, you should need them less. Number 4 is magazines. So some people like to collect magazines, and the likelihood of you actually needing to read the whole magazine again are probably quite slim. I know that some people collect them to sell them on later, but generally if it's not a big collection that you're after but you have some key articles in there, why don't you take out the pages that you need and keep them in some kind of binder? It will still reduce the amount of space that it takes up compared to the whole magazine each time. So could you get rid of some magazines and reduce the amount that you have? Number 5 is newspapers. So again, quite often we don't really reread a newspaper. So if you know that you're finished, you can recycle them. There is a way that you can use them in other ways. You might be using them for pet bedding or things like that. And that's absolutely a good way to kind of reuse something and then get it out of your home. Number 6 is old calendars. I think quite often I have gone to put up a new calendar and I've just kind of kept the old one just in case and never referred to it. So it's getting in the habit of when you get a new calendar to hang up with your events to write on, then decluttering the old one and just taking note of anything that was important in your kind of note section on your new one. Number 7 is receipts. So if you're like me and collect your receipts when you purchase and then put them in a budget planner, then absolutely keep them for that time, but get in the habit of regularly checking your receipts and then disposing of them. So unless you need them for business purposes, they need to be disposed of. And also quite a lot of electronic items now, you do tend to get electronic receipts. So if you have that electronic receipt, then there's no need to keep a paper copy. I tend to only keep receipts if it's an absolute big ticket item, but then even still, I'd only keep it for a short period of time or however long the warranty is. Quite often you activate your warranty when you purchase anyway. You don't always need to have the receipt, you just need to have proof of payment. Number 8 is expired bath and body products. We quite often open up new products to try them out and we don't always like them, we just kind of let them pile up in the bath area. But actually we do need to get in the habit of looking at the dates for the products because quite often they can get quite gunky and that's not good for your skin, especially if you have sensitive skin, to be using old products. So they do have a shelf life once they're opened. Sometimes they're 6 months, 12 months or 24 months. It's worth sticking to that, especially if you have sensitive skin. Number 9 is to go through your purse and get rid of any old cards like debit cards or loyalty cards that you are no longer using or that have expired. So it's always worth regularly going through and checking whether or not you actually use everything that's in your purse and getting rid of anything that you don't. Or if you only use them on certain occasions, could you keep them at home in a special card wallet rather than in your main purse to kind of reduce the amount that you're carrying on a daily basis. Number 10 is to declutter travel sized products. And probably the easiest way that you can do it, if it's a product that you like, then is to use them up straight away. So get in the habit of using up all those travel items that you have been saving, unless you're planning a trip. Otherwise, I suggest you donate them to somebody else that might use them. Because the reality is, if you've got lots of travel products that you've collected from different vacations, then you're probably not going to use them. If you haven't used them already, chances are you're probably not going to. So either use them up or donate them to somebody else. Number 11 is dried or old nail polish. So quite often, once you shake them, you can tell whether or not it's still okay, because if you shake them, they will still be okay. They will mix in again. If they're not mixing, they don't look the true colour that it's supposed to, then it's time to declutter it. Number 12 is to get rid of any unused water bottles, other ones that are slightly leaky or difficult to get the lids on. Then you're probably not likely to use them, so find a way of recycling the products if you can, so that you can get it out of your home. And moving on from that is number 13, that's to get rid of any travel mugs that you are no longer using. Again, quite often after a bit of time or a bit of use, they don't always click on and they can be easy to leak, and the whole point of the travel mug is that it keeps it contained. So if it's not doing its job and not serving its purpose, then it is time to declutter. Number 14 is to get rid of any spare buttons. Every kind of item that has a button on usually comes with a spare. Either you need to make sure that you have a couple of key spares that are likely to be needed, but the reality is we don't ever get to the point where we use those spares, and quite often we lose them because we don't keep them contained. So you either need to keep them contained in a specific place and keep adding them to it, or you need to get rid of any that you're not likely to use, because don't forget, quite often if you're decluttering clothing, you probably have spare buttons for clothes that you no longer have. So it's worth just going through and checking whether or not you need all of those spare buttons. Number 15 is costume jewellery. Do you have any that you no longer enjoy wearing or don't kind of match your style? Are they ones that you could donate to somebody, or could you try and sell them on? So those are 15 little acts of decluttering that can help you get started around your home. And don't forget to check out my other videos if you want to see more little ways of decluttering around your home. I shall be back for more videos on minimalism, decluttering and my no spend year. Take care, bye.